Hey, my Taurus babies, what's happening? This is EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope everybody is having a good end to their weekend. Hope you are going to have a good start to your week. Tomorrow, Monday, September 27th, we go into Mercury retrograde. Just be prepared. That's the best thing I can tell you. We are also approaching a new moon, which I believe is on Wednesday, October 6th. What is significant about the new moon coming up is that it's in Libra. Libra is the other zodiac sign that is ruled by Venus, like Taurus. So I expect some new things in love. I would not, because we are in the middle, by that point we'll be full swing into Mercury retrograde. I would not be trying to start anything new, brand new. But if exes are coming back and they're worth a look, do over, blah, 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 I definitely would be paying attention to that. This retrograde, I don't know what to say. Energy is kind of mixed on it. It's going to be a Lulu, so just buckle up. On the cut, the Nine of Wands. Some of you are coming out of this energy where you're finally overcoming some kind of difficulty. Some of you may have been trying to let certain situations go in your life, certain people, letting go of outcomes. That's where this comes in. Watch out for illusions, especially during Mercury retrograde. Things looking one way and you get to end of Mercury retrograde and go, what the hell? That is not how that look. So just be mindful that you're in Mercury retrograde. There's going to be a lot of review, hence dudes back towards us. This also may be a review of your options. Maybe you've got some options on the table in terms of buying a house, buying a car, buying some other big ticket item. I would definitely be looking at all of the options. However, I would not be signing anything before October 18th. That is the day that Mercury stations direct. So just be mindful of that. The Two of Pentacles over here is our energy all day long. It's about perseverance. And we're getting ready to go into one of those phases for the next couple of weeks where elbow grease counts for something. Even the things that you are unfamiliar with or things that are new to you, putting in the elbow grease. Just doing the work, grinding down, doing the work, right, wrong, good, bad, or indifferent. Just do the work. If you make mistakes, that's okay. Don't feel like it's the end of the world, and most definitely don't make a mountain out of a molehill. And illusions hit the top, of course. We're ready to go on a Mercury retrograde. On the front side of that, the Ace of Cups. Even though we're going into, this is a strange Mercury retrograde, even though we're going into a retrograde period, for many of you, the energy is such that a lot of old things are going to get clear to you. So as an example, if you got an ex coming back, you might now be looking at it and going, okay, I see why we aren't together, or I see why we didn't do da-da-da. Things will just become crystal clear, which for Mercury retrograde, that's kind of funky, but definitely worth paying attention to. Again, I would definitely back off of trying to start any kind of new relationships. This is rough energy. So even for the bravest of us that kind of know how to work through the energy, I just wouldn't be trying nothing new. I would put things in friend status or on hold until you get to really the end of next month. I wouldn't even be trying to fuck around on the 18th or the 19th or the 17th of October. I would just hold off and let the dust settle. As you get closer to November, you should be able to see things a bit more clearly. On the cut, adventure. And some of you taking a trip down memory lane, you may be remembering some adventures that you took a long time ago. Self-love. Definitely take care of yourself in this period. I'm tired of hearing self-care. Yeah, take care of yourself. Self-love. Sometimes it's about loving yourself. Definitely, I know I just said something about work and making mistakes. Go easy. Go easy on yourself, because I know we as bulls have a tendency to be extremely hard on ourselves, and it just makes things more complicated. So when you feel like you're getting ready to start building a mountain out of a molehill, just take a step back and relax and take care of yourself, Taurus. Definitely. Get out into nature. Two sides to this. Get out into nature, and again, that Ace of Cups, seeing the true nature of things. So this is a good time to get outdoors. Those of you that live in the eastern half of the United States or the northeastern half, I know it's getting kind of chilly. And as one Facebook meme so aptly put it, weather went from 95 to 55 like a solid state troop. That part right there. So get out there and enjoy it before it gets too cold, and while it's not blazing hot anywhere out here on the West Coast. Things are still a little warm. Still a good time to get out, take a walk, maybe go for a hike. Those of you that like the water, this is definitely not a bad time to get near a beach and just kind of do some walking and some soul searching. That's the energy there. So let's put the cards on the table. See what we got. Be diligent. I don't know why I'm hearing that. Somebody needs to hear that. Be diligent. Anything that you're trying to do, put the work in. Do what we do well. Grind. Grind till you get it. You will not go wrong. I would definitely be steering away from office politics, office gossip. Those of you going into new work environments, time out is your challenge. I would definitely be staying out of any office politics, especially things you don't know anything about. This is a good time to hear more and talk less. Oh yeah, the finances is definitely up for review. Completion. Number 9. Oh. Creativity. So this Mercury retrograde for some of you is going to emphasize endings, as it were. So those of you maybe starting a new job, or you just recently started a new job. Finances on the board. The patience is also relating to finance. Some of you may be investing in something. And we're rolling this Mercury retrograde out to Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So I think Tuesday the 5th, I will have the correct date in the heading. Excuse me. Oh, y'all just flying out. Yep, there it is. Too many. They won't pop out all at once. Yeah, security. That Knight of Pentacles showed up right on top of that financial discipline. I'll be damned. Yeah, aggressive. That is the Knight of Wands. Mars is doing some stupid Lulu shit. Mars, to me, always Aries. That's my rising sign. I always look at that as progressive energy. And that is showing up before this Libra new moon. Uranus, I think, with that new moon has got some activity going on. It's going to square trine something. I don't know. At any rate, it's not a good look. It is definitely not a good look. Look at that. Domestic harmony pulled the Ten of Pentacles. I can't make this shit up. Can't make this shit up. Death card on top of forgiveness. Yeah, there's a do-over here. There's a definite do-over for some of you here. Okay, spiritual partnership pulls the Tower. Well, alrighty then. I always look at the cards. What's significant to me about this reading is that everything just about is facing forward, except the Ten of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and that Dominion card up there in the challenge spot. Everything else is facing forward. So this goes back to what I said a few minutes ago. There's going to be some clarity brought out during this Mercury retrograde. And a lot of times this Mercury retrograde will do just that. Most of us are familiar with Mercury retrograde making shit foggy and murky, and you can't see straight, and you don't get the truth, the illusion, da-da-da-da-da-da. But for whatever the reason, and this ain't been no regular kind of year, so I'm not surprised, a lot of the energy that you're going to be dealing with during this Mercury retrograde period in particular, even though we're just doing a weekly update, this is kind of projecting out into the Mercury retrograde. There's a lot of things that are going to be cleared up for you. If you've been wondering why people have been acting or responding a certain way, boom, you're going to hear about it. If you've been wondering why things have been delayed or slowed down in a certain area of your life, for example, your romantic relationships in the bedroom, blah, 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 you're going to find out why. There is health and money tacked up behind all of this. So some issues are going to be related to health. For example, if your lover, you're a female and your lover has not been up to par in the bed, you may find out that there may be a minor health issue associated with that. Once that's straightened out, everything should be good. For others of you, you may be wondering why things have slowed down at work. Fuck going on? You're getting ready to find out. There in this is a little bit of office intrigue. You might have some shit going on, people messing around with people at work and they're married and all that kind of shit. You're going to hear all kind of stuff. So as I said earlier, particularly during this upcoming week, less said, more listening. Definitely do more listening. You will come out. Tauruses have a tendency to speak because we already know what the fuck going on. Tauruses by nature are intuitive creatures. And so a lot of times we'll speak sometimes without even knowing that we're getting ready to speak. This is not the energy for that. This is definitely the energy to sit back, step back, learn, and listen. As your overall energy with the Four of Swords on top of the rebirth, there is definitely a rebirth coming. Y'all feel this? This is on top end of your overall energy. And as she has been doing the past couple, 3 readings, the truth is not with anybody but yourself. Coming to peace, coming to terms with something. You know, I'm going to table this until after the Mercury retrograde. Or I'm going to deal with this after the holidays if you're here in America. Or I'm going to deal with this next year. But kind of coming to peace and saying, okay, I can't fix this right now, or it's going to take some time to fix it. But that rebirth card underneath, and that 1 and 6 makes 7. 7 is definitely about the divine and divine intervention. So if you are feeling like taking a step back from something, definitely do it. Whatever the situation is going to be different for everybody, but whatever the situation is, this ain't a bad time to go sit down somewhere and go, okay, I can't do shit about this shit right now. And recognize the do-over energy of whatever it is that you're contemplating. And see if there's a way to go back and start over. Could be a relationship, or to fix things, could be money. But however that's resonating with you, ultimately with the swords, it's got to do with your thinking. So you may have to just call a truce on trying to change your perspective on something, particularly until we get out of this Mercury retrograde. Other side of that, bottom end of your overall energy, the World card sitting on top of the spiritual career card. Many of you are experiencing a new chapter spiritually. And for me, spirituality is about not just what I believe in, but how I process things. And so the same for you, your spirituality. You know, when things are not going the way you want them to go, what's your spiritual belief on that? Do you, as Christians say, let go and let God? Or do you worry the whole way through? So definitely having a new beginning in your thinking, a rebirth, if you will, just like on the front side. And for some of you, you may have already had this truce moment with yourself about whatever your spiritual beliefs are. Spiritual career, spiritual beliefs, same thing to me, but okay. But at the beginning and end of all of it, it's about recognizing the rebirth and recognizing that you were stepping into a new chapter. Your challenge, the Two of Wands on top of the timeout. Once again, that truce energy, that Four of Swords energy, except this is the action. Taking a time out at home. Some of you may have just been doing too much at home. Trying to get the kids together, go to school, trying to remodel the basement, trying to get ready for Halloween or Christmas, whatever the case may be. Call a time out on that shit. If you do, you may keep yourself from actually doing something you don't need to do. I'm going to do it all now. I'm going to make the cookies and I'm going to bake the cake. And if you just chill out for a hot second, somebody else may do some of that heavy lifting for you. So however that resonates with you, but definitely your challenge here is recognizing you just need to take a break at home. However that's resonating, keeping the peace. Definitely keeping the peace at home. Looking at tomorrow's energy, Knight of Pentacles sitting on top of the financial discipline. Many of you are restructuring your finances. I will be the first to raise my hand and say, I did. And I tell you what I did. Someone gave me a cigarette rolling machine. And I'll just tell you because I've been smoking for almost 40 years. Go figure that shit out. Pack of cigarettes out here in the West, almost $11. Tax title out the door, you're going to be paying about $10.75 for one pack of cigarettes. And if you smoke like me, it takes about 29 hours to go through a pack. That said, bag of tobacco and the little filters, $12. So look at it, maybe $30. No more than $30. Actually, no more than $25 a month. Smoke. Y'all do the math. That is securing your financial, and it's requiring that you have some discipline. Now, would I prefer to go get the Newports that are already rolled and taste professional or whatnot? Yeah, I would. But right now, it's not the issue. I've got some goals in mind. Got some things I want to do with my money. So I am definitely looking at any and all ways of saving and cutting shit out. I just put that out there. This is slow moving energy. This is a Knight of Pentacles. Definitely our energy. So take your time and review. If you haven't started this already, take your time and review your finances and look and see. You know, that morning cup of coffee costing you almost $5. You know, can you save on that? It might be cheaper to just go buy a coffee maker that grinds beans and take your coffee with you. Just saying. But definitely there's this energy around first part of the week, and it's all about securing your finances, and you may have to show some financial discipline. Those of you that have kids, same here. You know, those trips to the store, sometimes you might want to just leave the kids home because they want to eat up, get up, everything in the car. Ma, can I have this? Ma, can I have that? Ma. So you might want to figure out ways that you can kind of strategically shop. Put that out there like that. At any rate, it's all about your finances and securing what you have and making the best use of what you have. With the Ace of Swords on top of the completion, once again, talking about this in the middle of a fucking Mercury retrograde. Who the hell knew? Clear vision. Clear vision. For some of you, this is relationship. But for more of you, it's about the way you think about your relationships. And so this is not just romantic. Some of you may be having issues with siblings, brothers, sisters, and you may need to start rethinking or coming up with a new way of thinking, dealing with them. Others of you, this may be your parents. They may be in transition, parents getting older. They may be wanting to move out of the big house that y'all grew up in and moving into something smaller. However that's resonating, but this is where the thinking becomes clear. And like I said, in the middle of a Mercury retrograde, it's like, oh my God. But it'll also bring forth the ending of certain situations to move into new situations. With the Knight of Wands on top of the creativity, during this time period, you may want to get aggressive about your hobbies and the things that you do outside of your job and whatever it is that you do at home. For those of you that don't have a hobby, it's a message to you to maybe get a little aggressive about finding a hobby, something to do in your spare time. Notice that neon yellow color yelling at you. Creativity. You got to let loose with your creativity. Mercury retrograde is a good time to do that. We want to paint? Go get a canvas and do some painting. See what you come up with. You never know. That kind of energy, but you need to get actively involved in something else. On the flip side of this, you may have to get creative in dealing with office situations. It feels like for many of you, there's a shift, a personnel shift or a power dynamic shift. So you may be getting a new supervisor, a new lead, a new coordinator, a new whoever, a new manager. Pay attention to how you feel. Pay attention to how you feel. And this person coming may be more creative than your last supervisor. So I feel like it may be an end to, looking at that lightning bolt, you just strike some shit down, may be an end to a lot of restrictions in your workplace. Communication. Some of you are going to, this is kind of obvious for real, you're going to be making a decision about whether or not you want to deal with somebody from your past, and that 33 is screaming loud past. So you may be, and that all of this is in yellow and oranges, this is going to probably be a situation that's going to stick out for you immediately. But you may be making a decision to change how you communicate with someone. Some of you may be making a decision about not communicating with someone. You're done. You're finished. It's taking me back up here to this Ace of Swords on top of the completion. It's a new way. It's going to be, whatever you decide, it's going to be a new way of communicating with whatever the situation, person involved, whatever. It's going to be a new way. But the decision is a big one. And it's going to take front and center. You may have to recategorize a friend. You know, somebody that you thought was cool and you find out they're full of a bunch of bullshit. Of course, we got naked people standing out here in the middle of the sun. So something's going to be revealed. That part right there. That we are in Mercury retrograde. Even though this is the front side of the card, notice that these three people are facing the angel and the sun. I'm just saying. So those of you dealing with people that may be Libras, since we are in Libra, that judgment got a lot to say about that relationship. During Mercury retrograde, do your best to just keep all the lines of communication for everything. Just keep them open. I know that the thing is going to be the delete, block, shut down. Do your best to keep lines of communication open with everybody you're dealing with. You don't want to make a decision in haste. That part. This devil on top of this patience. Money. Finance. Devil is in the details. Major energy. So now that we are in the middle of a Mercury, about to be in the middle of a Mercury retrograde, good time to go over the details and find the devil in it. There may be some errors and they may be to your favor. Just put that out there, but you're going to have to be patient because you're dealing with other people and other shit. For others of you, this is about a karmic situation you may be in, twin flame, soulmate, pick your thing, whatever the case may be. Be patient because the whole story hasn't been told yet. Some of you might be like, fuck this, I'm leaving, I'm sick of this shit. Sit tight. Sit tight. Once again, the devil is in the details, and if you do more hearing and less talking, put that out there like that, this is one of those situations. You may find some things out because things may not be the way that you think that they are. And people may not be tied up into situations in the way that you think that they are. So as an example, you may think one of your siblings is doing some shit just to be making some money on the side. They may be doing something illegal or something that the family might not like. But when you get to the details of it, you find out it wasn't what you thought at all. They're doing something, but not necessarily anything that anybody would like or not like. Just throw that out there. This is major energy that we've got these two major cards back to back. Pay attention to the end of the week for sure. Domestic harmony with the Ten of Pentacles. By the time you get to the weekend, for sure, there's going to be some things just simply because of the Mercury retrograde that are just going to settle down. And everybody's going to be like, okay, everything's great. It may be temporary. Maybe temporary. At 10 of Pentacles, that's the end of it. After 10 comes 0. Come on, back to the Fool. So, there is energy here of possible breakups. How's the 10 of Pentacles? I'm just telling you what the energy is telling me. Y'all looking at the cards, I'm feeling the energy. There may be some possible breakups. They may be temporary. Well, EJ was making me say they might be temporary. You see those gaps in between the coins? That's what's making me say breakup may be temporary. Some of you may be just done. Maybe a situation you're just tired of, bored with, whatever. But for a lot of you, this is just a temporary break. Watch your words, people. Watch what you're saying to each other. Words hurt, just like weapons hurt. So be mindful of that. I know in the fit of anger, you want to cuss somebody out and tell them which side the buckwheat, the bull set in. You got all kind of shit to say. But at the end of that, you may regret it. So watch your words. Death card on top of forgiveness. Bam. More major energy. Big week, people. It's a big week. Situations changing. Work situations changing. Home situations changing. And there may be a need to just add some forgiveness in there. Sometimes it might not. Sometimes it's not about whose fault it is. Sometimes you just got to go ahead and do the apologizing. Even if you can't do it to their face, you might just need to go ahead and make peace. Once again, back up here with the truce. So that energy is here. This is major energy. This may help propel you to another level with said person or situation involved here. So just be mindful of that. Next Monday, the 5 of Cups, top of the moderation. In all things right now, especially during this Mercury retrograde, moderation is key here. It is definitely key. And once again, that'll bring me right back to my challenge, that time out at home. Maybe some emotional things going on. Not necessarily the usual meaning for the Five of Cups. But Taurus, just make note, you might be just looking too hard at the mistakes and not looking at the bigger picture. So I'll put that there. Moderation. All things in moderation, including anger and just bitterness. Just chill out. It's Mercury retrograde, and I know and I said 3 or 4 different things contradictory to each other about this Mercury retrograde, but that's the whole point. So just take a break, kind of throttle back whatever your reaction is. That the background of this moderation card is green. There may be some room for personal growth. And that 1 and 4 makes 5, always about the change. At the end of all of this, the Tower on top of the spiritual partnership. This is definitely not new energy. There may be some shakeups in some of your personal relationships, and not just the romantic ones, but best friends and all of that shit. There may be a Tower moment, and not necessarily between the two of you, but just around you. It's going to cause either a rift or a renewal of a spiritual partnership. So it's going to just really depend. This is something that is out of your control, Taurus. So don't feel like, you got to walk on eggshells all week to figure out where the Tower moment is. You ain't going to have shit to do with this. But it's definitely going to shake the foundation of one of your close partnerships. So just be mindful of that. Again, watch your words. It's falling right underneath this domestic harmony and 10 of Pentacles. Don't say anything needlessly that's going to cause a lot of heartache and unnecessary bad feelings. That the forgiveness card is on the table. It's in play everywhere. Where you can forgive. Where you can just kind of let go and let things roll out. Go ahead and take that time out. Let's see what the granny cards got to say. I think I'm talking fast, and we already over 30 minutes. What the hell? Definitely do this week. Keep smiling. Don't let nobody steal your damn joy. Fuck it. And remember, everybody's not operating at the same level spiritually. You sitting up here listening to me read tarot cards. What the hell? Everybody's not doing that. Make room for the new in life. Now, whoa. Got 2 edges. Old situations with a new twist. That part. And because it says make room for the new in your life, it does not mean that you need to be doing something new right now. While you've got the time, though, if you are in pursuit of a new relationship or a new job, Mercury retrograde, the retro part, the part, a good time to review your resume, a good time to reassess your relationship. And start clearing out old beliefs, old habits, so you can make room for the new. So when Mercury stations direct, you will be ready to go. That part. One more, universe, please. One more. Speak your mind. In private settings, Taurus, I'm going to say this, in private settings, I would not be standing in the middle of the office break room talking about, I don't know why these people doing all this crazy shit. Nope. But in private moments, and notice this is not no loud color, this is a brown. So in private moments, say what you need to say. I definitely would not publicly in any kind of public forum be, telling it, keeping it real and telling it like it is. I wouldn't be doing that right now because, again, we are in Mercury retrograde energy. So if you need to tell someone privately exactly what needs to happen or how you feel or whatever, by all means do so, but a public forum, don't do it. My Taurus babies, I love you. I hope you have a wonderful week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.